Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Melinda Hart. You are watching Stamping with Hart. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up. And tonight we are going to be making some cards with retiring product. So here I'm going to do just a little walkthrough of what's been going on. And then we will go ahead and just make one or two really simple cards tonight. So, and I'll walk through the product that I'm using, whether or not it's still available on the retired list. It was when I started making them this afternoon, but things have been changing rapidly. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, this is April 4th, 2023. This is Tuesday. This is launch day for our last chance sale. 2 catalogs are retiring, and the items from those catalogs, some of them went on sale today. So this is one of the catalogs. This is the January to April 2023 mini catalog from Stampin' Up. This one is retiring, and then also the annual is retiring. So let me just show this to you. Okay, so our May 2022 to April 2023 catalog is also retiring. And the product that I am going to be featuring tonight is from one of my favorite suites and one of the first ones that I worked with, because this featured the in colors that were new last year. So I thought, how much fun would this be to work with this one? So I'm just going to turn to the page here, okay? Now this... Funny enough, this is not the catalog that I marked. I went through and marked everything that was retiring in one of the catalogs, but the Tea Boutique catalog, the Tea Boutique suite rather, which is on page 12 from this catalog from Stampin' Up, images, copyright Stampin' Up always. This is retiring. The designer series paper is retiring. This card pack is retiring. So this is called the Tea Boutique Cards and Envelopes. This is on sale for $4 right now. And I loved this pack. I love the like Memories and More card packs, or the ones that are pre-printed and have coordinating envelopes. This reminds me very much of like a paper pumpkin style thing. So for these to be on sale for $4 in all 5 colors, you know, last time I checked the inventory list, as far as I could see, they were still available. I'm also going to be working with the Cup of Tea stamp set, which is retiring, the dies, which are retiring, and the Beautiful Shapes dies, which are retiring. So let me see if I can just go to the back here really quick and see if I can find them. I should have flagged these before I went live, so I apologize about that. They're in alphabetical order. Here we go. Beautiful Shapes. So these are also going to be retiring, and I'm going to be using a couple of the hexagons for these cards. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to have a little bit of a throwback tonight. So for those of you who may not know, even though this is last chance day for so many of us, you know, this is what launched to customers today, was the last chance sale, and you guys have been loving it. And if you ever have any questions for me, don't hesitate to direct message me or email me. But for demonstrators, this is actually pre-order day. So I got my pre-order in. I've ordered catalogs. Catalogs cannot be expedited. They have to be shipped standard mail. So that's why it takes like a full week or so for them to even arrive here. So I appreciate your patience with that. And then I'll be working on those. But Tea Boutique has a special place in my heart. I just absolutely love this suite. Didn't get enough chance to work with it. And now that it's leaving, I just wanted to kind of do a quick highlight of it again. And here I can see some comments. Hi, Kathy. And she says, I just love the Cup of Tea set. I do too. And she says she has lots of friends and family that are tea people, including, and I think I see daughter-in-law, and I think she says daughter, but my Archon mount is like in the way of the message. So I'm sorry, Kathy, but yes, me too. My mom's a tea drinker. I'm a tea drinker. I love the theme in general, but this was actually a very generous set. And so let me just review that with you really quick, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. So this is the stamp set, which means you get 20 stamps from this stamp set. Okay, so that's the one thing. And this is what they look like stamped out. And this was in our Tahitian Tide color, our in color last year, when I had sort of created this graphic. And I got a little bit messy on the edge there. I apologize, but this will give you the gist of all of the different imaging and the different sentiments that you can get. It's a nice combination. You get a lot of sentiments and you actually get a lot of imaging as well. And then for the dies, let me see if I have the dies right handy here. There are 17 in the teacup dies. That's a lot of dies. So that's a great bundle. And then let me just show you these, the cards and the tea boutique cards and envelopes. So I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. I can look it up, but I have a few of the colors here. I don't have all of them because I really worked through this pack for In Color Club last year. But here's what I do have. So this was Parakeet Party. This is one of those card bases and it has a coordinating envelope to it. Okay, so here is the coordinating envelope. It looks like I pressed a little bit hard there. Okay, so that's just at its most basic, right? And then we also have Tahitian Tide. So here's what the Tahitian Tide looks like with the polka dot base. And then we also have Sweet Sorbet. Now this also comes in Starry Sky and Orchid Oasis, but I went through a lot of that. So this is Sweet Sorbet. Let me see if I can find just something in... Yes, I think, yes. Okay, I at least have the envelopes. I used the card bases. So here was what Starry Sky looked like. That's what the envelope coordinated with that base. And then this was Orchid Oasis, which I have really fallen in love with this color over the last year. I use it on a lot of things. Okay, so that, I don't know. I just think to get that discounted is incredible. So what we're going to do, you know, this is right sort of up my alley because I like doing like card kit type things. So I love the style of this. So we're going to use the Tea Boutique Suite and then I'm going to bring in a couple of these hexagons. I kind of cut some pieces in advance just to make some simple cards. So that's what we're going to do. And then I'll have information up on my blog. And again, things are kind of changing quickly in terms of inventory. So I'll try to list everything that I used. But if it goes in the meantime, just know that's just kind of the way that it happens. My advice would be if there is something that you really want, don't wait. And I'm sorry I didn't get an email out this evening, but I've been sending you guys so many emails. I thought I would just take a quick break from it because I had to change my live time today. So it's been an absolutely crazy day, but in the most exciting way possible. So it's a good thing. And let's just go ahead and make a couple of cards. So I'm going to start with our lemon card here. I kind of like the combination of the Sweet Sorbet and the lemons. I was like, I wasn't sure if I should add more of the yellow to it, but I actually really like this balance. So we're going to make this one. And let me just grab the card base here. I'll be sure to get this information posted up on the blog tomorrow. And that'll be pretty much my last regular workday day until after Easter break, which I am really looking forward to. So I'll just shout out and ask you guys a couple of questions. The first one is, are you shopping the last chance sale? Is there anything you're super excited that you got? And the second question is, are you excited for Easter? Are you the one who hosts or do you go as a guest? You know, let me know. We usually go and visit my aunt, but I think we're going to be staying home this year. So I really have to get my life together in terms of making the food, which probably isn't my biggest strength. I'm a good baker, but not necessarily a good cook. All right. So we're going to start with the red and I actually don't even think I need this. So I cut some of these in advance. I was thinking about the other card. So I did 2 different size hexagons from Beautiful Shapes dies, which are also retiring. And so here you can just cut whatever patterns and sizes you want. And the inspiration for this card, the design of this card, I should say, is actually from the cover of the mini catalog. So it might be hard to see. I don't know if you can see here that they did like sort of like these stacking repeat hexagons and they did tone over tone with white. And I just thought, you know what? I think I'm just going to do a simple design like that with this card. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm just going to kind of create a little bit of a pattern here. I'm going to try to repeat the pattern that I made. I'm not going to be overly concerned with the direction that these are going. You know, if that matters to you, just be mindful of that when you're cutting it. But I'm really just kind of going for a pattern here. So I'm just going to lay these out. And it's okay if it goes off of the card, right? So we'll do up here and then right here. All right, so down here, I did leave that really, I left this spot open. And on this one, I'm wondering if I should add another one down here. I think I might. And then we can just trim this one up here, one way or the other. So you can play with this as you go, right? Like I could do a fill, here too. But yeah, this one, I left it blank, and I could do that again where we're just kind of focusing on the edge, or you can bring that pattern in a little bit more. So we'll just vary it up a little bit. And then we have our teacup, and I kind of already cut that in advance too. So we'll put that on next, but just a really super simple card. So I'm just going to start gluing these down. I kind of did the die cutting in advance in the hopes of keeping this live moving, because you guys were so patient with me when I was making the very long-winded lives going through the retiring catalogs. Oh my gosh. It's been an intense week of lives, but like, again, so much fun. Don't get to do those all the time. My second video, the one that I did with the mini catalog, for some reason there was a delay on it. I don't know if it's because we lost power and things were still weird or what, but I felt bad that there was a little bit of a delay. But now that the sale is live, it's okay. It doesn't matter. And now, because this one is going to be trimmed off the edge, I'm just going to focus my glue on this side so that I don't have the sticky on the other. And you can cut it ahead of time if you want to, but it's just easier for me to kind of trim it off the edge of the card. That's kind of the way that I like to do it. Okay, and let's put this one down. Yeah, so for Easter, we typically do like ham and potato salad every year. My mom is known for her potato salad. Everybody asks for it. And for me, like, I personally love ham. I would say that Easter is probably like my favorite holiday in terms of the food that is served. It just appeals to me. More so than even Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving, don't get me wrong, but just something about Easter is so nice. And it's such a nice time, and it's spring, and you know, it's more of a celebratory occasion. And so I don't know how I feel about being the one who has to make everything, you know. It really helps you understand and respect all of the work that the people who do host these events all the time, what they do. It really is a gift. It is something that we should be grateful for and thanking them for and sending them pretty cards for. My Aunt Melinda she throws the most amazing holidays for all of us all the time. She pretty much does them all at this point. My grandmother used to do them. So yeah, it's a lot of hard work, and we know it. Okay, so now that these are on, I'm just going to trim around to get these pieces off. And here's my scissors. Okay. And I'm going to try to keep my scissors straight as opposed to angling them inward. I'm going to try to avoid cutting the card base. So I'm just going to try to keep that little nose facing forward with my scissors. Okay. And it might not be a perfect cut, but you can see when you're looking at it from the front, you really can't tell. So I think it's fine. And you could do this with your trimmer too, but I almost always go for my snips with this one. So just a couple of updates. A lot of the colors are either on their way out or gone at this point, and the refills. I don't have a list. I can try to post one if you guys want to see that. The Stamparatus is gone, which I think I announced the other day. I was trying to keep up with what was, you know, leaving the last chance list, and it just got too big too fast. So I was going to try to like give you guys a list, and it would have been ridiculous. We would have been here for 20 minutes. So I thought, you know what? What I will say on the live is if there's something that you're looking for that you want, just double check for it. Just type it in, see if you can find it. And if you can't, you know, that probably means that it's gone. All right, so there's that part. Now for this other piece, I actually did a piece of vellum. If you don't want to be able to see through it, like if you don't want to see the glue, I can see a little bit of the glue right here, then you could always just do this on a piece of basic white or the, you know, coordinating color cardstock. But I basically die cut both of these out from the dies. And this one has that adhesive backing on it. So I'm just going to peel this one off. With these like high design pieces where there's like a lot of detail going on here, for me, it's just easier to use the adhesive sheets if I can remember. Turns them into stickers essentially, and you don't have to worry about getting adhesive on all of these really thin lines. Okay, and we can be more strategic about where we put our glue too so that you don't see it through the vellum. I just really liked the way that the vellum teacup looked. I thought it looked so cute. Okay, so just gonna put that down. It's just like a little added texture. Okay, and then this is what it looked like in the glimmer paper, but I couldn't remember if it was sold out or not, so I just decided to leave this one aside. That was the in color glimmer paper. Okay, and so here you have options where you could do the tea bag like this. You could do a tea bag, or you could do use this as like a little bit of a planter type of thing and have a tea bag. I thought that was cute to kind of do both, even though it doesn't really make sense. But or you can keep your sentiment completely separate. So totally up to you. But I am going to, this time, let's do a couple of glue dots right behind the design to try to keep it a little bit cleaner. And I'm just going to use, famously, my little adhesive dots for my paper pumpkin kits. But you can also use your glue dots or whatever your preferred glue is here. I'm just going to kind of do a little triangular area here. And that might have come off. Hang on. Oh, here. I see. Sometimes it sticks on the paper. So I just transfer it that way. And then I'm going to put one on the handle just because it's going to make me feel better. But we might see it a little bit. Okay. And then we'll just pop these off. And I'm going to try to put this in the groove here. Just kind of fit it into the groove with the hexagons. All right. Now for this, I had actually used the Something Fancy dies. I had cut a bunch of these pieces out ahead of time to make for sample cards. So I already had it on hand to use. And for me, I don't tend to cut multiple, so I kind of cut like one of each shape. So this, again, these are from Something Fancy too. Oh my gosh. I've been up for a really long time, you guys. So with me, what I will tend to do is like play with an image or play with the die cuts that I already have cut to see what I like. I think this one's a little bit awkward. It's a little too long. I really love the way that this one fit. And I actually like the way that this one looks too. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at my my options here for sentiments. And I think Let's Get Together Soon would look really great, or Thank You would look awesome. So let's just see what those look like. Here's Thank You. Let's Get Together Soon's down here. I think I'm going to go for the bigger sentiment because it's a bigger die cut. And then we'll put our lemons around it. Okay, and I am going to stick with crushed, oops, sorry you guys, that was my heat tool. I'm going to stick with crushed curry ink. And I'm just going to kind of go right in the center with this one. Okay. All right, and then you could do your lemon slices two ways. You could do a full die cut lemon piece where you have the base and the detail piece, which is what I had done on this card. Or you can actually stamp your lemon right onto the image. So why don't I do that, since that's a little bit different from our original card, and you'll get to see both. And you can see we have that wedge, which could be a lemon, a lime, an orange, a grapefruit. So you can make that pretty versatile. Luckily, we have a lot of fruits that look like this. Okay, my clear blocks are on the floor and they definitely need a new location. All right, so I've been pulling all of my retiring items, especially as the lists were updating as to what was permanently gone. Oh my gosh. So my shelves are looking a little bare. Okay, so that's what the stamped version looks like, and this is what the crushed curry. We'll do 2. But yeah, one of the best things about when a catalog retires is it makes us kind of go through and look at all of our stuff again, right? So for those of us who've already bought it and maybe we haven't been using it, it helps us to kind of get re-energized and start using those goodies again. And then for those of us who haven't got it, we can get the opportunity maybe to get a couple of those pieces on sale. So for this particular suite, I think it's the cards and envelopes that are on sale. But if you guys are looking at the sale list while I'm talking, feel free to shout out what's there. So I really hope they're still available. I'm going to pop this one up on dimensionals. Everything else is flat to the card. I'm going to line this right up with the top of the card. And then I think what I'm going to do is the same thing. We'll do 1 lemon at the top, and we'll do 1 on the cup. If I can pick it up. Okay, so here we go. I was up so early this morning placing the order for the catalogs because I was so nervous that it was not going to be, it was going to be like a heavy delay. And I really wanted to make sure that I got in on that early. So I ordered those first, and then I kept changing my mind about my pre-order because the pre-order is so good, you guys. Oh my gosh. But I did make a couple of decisions, and hopefully you guys will like it. You'll get to see some samples coming up here soon. Okay, so that is our first card. So here was the original version. Here's the modified version. Now on this one, I did use the Hart pearls because that is one of our embellishments that's going away. And I have a lot of these. So I thought, why don't I use the Hart pearls? I thought that would be pretty with that. So these are also retiring, and we have kind of like almost like, it looks like a, I can't think of the word, not opaque, like almost frosted. And then we have the shiny pearlescent looking hearts, and you get them in 2 sizes. So we're just going to add a couple of our little shiny hearts here. We'll just add them around and about. I'm going to try to, oops, sorry, I should have my take your pick tool out. I'm going to try to keep these all upright so that they look like hearts. There we go. So press that down. And I'm going to use all little ones. Okay, we'll just do that around the sentiment, and there we go. All right, so that's our first card. And then the second card that I'm going to make tonight is just another simple one. I think we'll just go ahead and do this version. But let me just quickly walk you through what I did with this one for those of you who might be interested in the layout. Again, this is just the card base from the Tea Boutique set. I did 3 of the same size hexagons. It's like the second hexagon size in the set. There's multi sizes. I'll get measurements on the blog tomorrow. All in the same designer series paper pattern, just in a line. And then over here, stamped in Tahitian Tide, Parakeet Party, and Starry Sky. So I really did try to stick with that in color theme from last year. These are the 2022-2024 in colors. And then this piece that's in Starry Sky behind our teacup is this, it's this cut, but it's slightly bigger. So this is a layering thing in the Something Fancy dies. Like you can see the bigger one here, it's the largest in the size. and then I just turned it upward so that it almost looked like it was mounted on something. And then I did, even though this has the flowers, I thought I still want to do the little tag here. And this is that in color twine, and it just says, I can't thank you enough, or I just can't thank you enough. I thought that was so sweet. So that was that card. And then we'll make this card together. That was the Tahitian Tide. Okay, so this one is our Parakeet Party Base. And I should probably move all these dies out of the way because you're like, why are these here? They are not for this card, and you are correct. I really have a tendency to pull out the same dies all the time and not put them away. Layering circles dies, retiring, still sad about it, still processing. So those will probably live on my desk until they can't anymore. All right, and then let me go ahead and grab the card base. Okay, so here we go. Doesn't really get simpler than this, does it? So easy. All right, so here, let me show you guys the designer series paper piece. And just in case you aren't familiar or you've forgotten about this particular designer series paper pack, this is what the colors look like. And so this is the sheet that we're actually going to be using for this card. We're going to use both sides. All right, but this is our lemon paper. And the other side doesn't necessarily also have to be yellow. There's a lot of different themes in this particular paper pack. We have floral, we have teacups, we have teapots, we have citrus, we have these sort of different like lined patterns or little star patterns. So there's a pretty wide variety in this paper pack here, really versatile. So this was a favorite of mine. I used it a lot. I used it pretty much all 5 months of In Color Club. It was like the bonus gift, I think, too. So yeah, I'll just set this aside. I'm reminiscing now. Okay, so did I get that? Yeah, I did. All right, so let's get our trimmer. And I just want to remind myself and you guys of the measurements. So let me grab my ruler, I have right here. Okay, so this piece is 2 inches, and then our teacup row is 1 inch. So you can actually cut this in 1 inch strips if you want to do this card and repeat. So that's just about 1 inch right there. So that just get, you know, shout out to the designers who do such a great job with all of that measuring and spacing that out, and we don't even know it until we start making our cards. Okay, so I'm going to go for this edge. I like that we have 1, 2, 3 parakeet teacups in this on this particular one. So let's go to the 1 inch mark here. That looks pretty good to me. We're going to cut, and then we're just going to trim. I'm going to trim from the top. We're going to go to 5.5 because this is going to run the length of the card. Okay, and we'll set that one aside. And then for our other side, doesn't really matter. So we'll do 2 by 5.5. This was the pattern on the Starry Sky card base. So you'll have extras if you get that designer series paper or if you happen to have it. Okay. And I'm just going to grab my seal, and I did this one off to the side. So I'm just going to do that again. We'll stick with that layout there, but you could do, you know, center or the other side if you want. My regular seal and I can't get used to that little side. You're supposed to like notch it off at the edge, and I just never remember to do it. That's why I use Seal Plus like almost exclusively, but I'm trying. Okay, so here we go. I think that's a wee bit crooked, but I don't think, hopefully we don't notice it too much. All right, and then let's put this piece on next. This is a good spot for twine if you would want to add twine to your layer here. I decided to save it for the teacup. Okay. All right, and then for our teacup, let me just grab a piece of basic white cardstock. Okay, this is just, I have some, you know, scraps here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this teacup. So you can either get this design for the teacup in the stamped form or in the die cut form. So totally up to you. I'm going to do the stamped form for this one. And then we're also going to need our little teacup tag. Okay. So we can cut, all we need is the die cut for the tag. And then, and I keep moving everything as per the usual, so hang in there. Let me see if I can find my little tag. Okay, so there's a couple of different size tags here. This is the larger. Okay, so I'm going to grab that one. And then this is what the smaller tag looks like. So just as a sort of walkthrough memory lane here with this one. And if you want the outline, you can stamp the outline, and then they have different size sentiments just depending on if you're doing the larger or the smaller tag. And for this one, it says time for tea. I absolutely love that one. And since Kathy and I both have people in our lives that love tea, I'm going to keep with that theme. So I'm just going to set this aside for a minute. We're going to get our Starry Sky ink. We're just going to stamp this one out. We can stamp our sentiment too. So let me grab the It's Time for Tea, if it's still in here, I think so. Gonna leave myself enough room in a separate spot where I can cut that out. But you know what? Just in case that's too close, I'm gonna cut down here too. So we have a couple there. So those are both with the Starry Sky. Okay, and then I'm just gonna get my teacup die. So we have like our outline teacup and then our detailed teacup. But here's something, my outline teacup isn't in here. Which means it's floating on this table because I just used it. Hang on. Here it is. I got it. All right, I'm going to bring my machine in here just for a minute, and we'll cut this out. Okay, and then I'll go back through comments and I'll see who's hosting or who's visiting for Easter. And who's shopping the last chance sale? I would love to hear what you guys got or what's on the list. Are you excited? Oops, I'm so sorry. Are you guys excited about the new colors? I can tell you I am. Okay, I ordered some today. Here we go. All right, so we're just going to line this up. And you can see that's a nice fit. We're going to line this up, and hopefully I'm not going to do a terrible job with laying down the plate. We'll just run that through. Okay. All right, all of that in color stuff is retiring. Now the 2022, 2024 colors are, you know, they're still here, but I can't remember offhand if they're getting rid of the twine or if they're keeping that. But all of the 2021, 2023 stuff is going. And then we have lots of new 2023, 2025 stuff coming in. And that catalog will launch to customers May 2nd, the new annual catalog. And so I am going to just grab some twine. I'm just going to use, this should be fine. Let me just take a look and see. So here, I'm just trying to see if there's any Tahitian tide here, and there's not. So for me, I'm just going to grab a more, you know, appropriate color. So we can either do Parakeet Party or we could do Starry Sky. Let's do Parakeet Party. We could do Sweet Sorbet too. Okay. I'm a matchy person. I just like it. All right. So I'm just going to cut a couple inches of this, not too much. And then we'll just do this same design. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of Seal Down or Seal Plus, whichever you prefer. Probably Seal Plus is what I would do, but I have this one out so that I can stick my twine here and get that on the back. And then I am going to pop this whole piece up on dimensionals. We're going to have this kind of floating teacup. And then we're also going to put this one on a dimensional, but I need to connect my twine. So I'm going to put a little bit of Seal Down here too. And then let's go ahead and get that on. There we go. I really did miss working with this set. I love this set. I just think it has so much personality to it. And I love the bright colors. Okay, so here we go. Our twine is in place. I could have put a little extra adhesive over it to make sure it stays, but I think it's going to be all right. So we're just going to kind of I'll tip it inward since the other one is going outward, just to be a little different. And then we'll just loop that around that way. And we'll add some hearts. Okay, and then we'll be all done. And this is in desperate need of cleaning. So I have adhesive all over this table. Oh my gosh. I really want to work on a new surface. I want to set up a new craft area. I think we all have that list, right? We all have that goal list for our craft spaces. Just really, I'm so ready for a wider table. But we'll see. I'm working on it. Okay, so I am going to get my Take Your Pick tool this time. Oh, Kathy is saying she is excited about pecan pie. I am really excited about the entire In Color collection. I think they're going to be so cool to work with, so different than what we've been working with for the last couple of years with In Colors. And I'm super excited about Bubble Bath. I can't wait to see that one and use that one. I think that's going to be, yeah, I'm ready. Okay, and I'm going to get this little heart right here. There we go. I'm going to use the bigger hearts on this one. Just kind of spread them around. I'm just doing 3. I tend to do 3, but you could always do more than that, especially if something's retiring. Like for me, the reason why I try to go through retiring product is because I don't want to show you anything once it's no longer available. So if that happens, it's not intentional. I just want you to be able to get the things that I'm demonstrating. So anyway, those are the heart pearls, and these are our cards. So I'm going to go back through comments now here for just a minute, and we can chat. And then we'll be all done. So for those of you who are here for the card portion, this part is done, but hopefully you like these ideas. Hopefully some of the Tea Boutique suite, the bundle, if you want to save that 10%, the bundle's going away. I don't remember. I don't think the stamps are on sale, but the cards and envelopes were, and the designer series paper, I can't remember if that's marked down or not, but it's leaving. So in any event, you definitely want to get those. So I'm just going to try to line these up so that you can see all 3 cards while I'm talking. All right. And there's technically 5 colors in the card pack, but I'm out of 2 of them. Okay. So I'm just going to scroll back through comments real quick and let's just have a chat with everybody. So, and I'll read as much as I can. Hi, Marilyn. Let's see. Hi, Roberta. Oh, thanks for being here. Roberta and I have had a marathon day. It's been a crazy day, hasn't it, Roberta? Oh my gosh. Hi, Jenny. Kathy, you are so cool. She says, if you can bake, you can cook. Do you guys think that that's true? If you can bake, you can cook. Patrick is a better cook than I am. That is the honest, very, very honest truth. He is a better cook than I am. I can do it, but I don't kind of have the flair for it like I do for baking. I feel like it's a little bit different, but I like hearing you say that. That makes me feel better. Roberta says, we are having Easter family dinner with my sister and my niece on Saturday, then Sunday. It says Zach, that's her son. And I will come to Easter dinner you're going to make Easter dinner for the 3 of you. That's wonderful. I love that. She said she saw somebody say over 50 items from the last chance list are gone now. That has to be true because the last time I looked at it, the list was so long. So that's why when we're saying get your last chance items, that's why we're saying it. Kathy says, I have no clue what we were doing for Easter yet. That's okay, Kathy. Let's see, just me and my hubby. He works the graveyard shift, so he might be getting home around 9-ish in the morning. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's probably going to be tired. And then you might throw some steaks on the grill. That sounds amazing. Oh, man. I love grilling. We haven't done that in a couple of years now. Let's see. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Heather. Hi, Joan. So cute. My favorite set. Is it? So Tea Boutique was your favorite set, Joan? I love hearing that. I love hearing what you guys loved from the catalogs before they go. Kathy says, I haven't shopped yet. Neither have I. When you say I haven't shopped yet, do you mean the pre-order or do you mean for Easter? I shopped the pre-order. I have not shopped for Easter dinner. Let's see. Roberta says, I'm so excited for the new colors. I cannot wait until my pre-order gets here. I know, me too, Roberta. I am so excited for it. And Kathy says, I did order another Stamparatus on Friday. You know what? I had a customer get the Stamparatus. And I'm going to have a really hard time letting go of mine. I'm not going to lie. You're still going to see me using my small grid paper and my foam mat and stuff like that just for the time being, because I guess I need to use up my papers and stuff, but I am so just all around sad about that leaving. That was my biggest, most sad thing from the annual catalog. Kathy says, I'm really excited about pecan pie. Do you guys say pecan or pecan? If you type it, you can't pronounce it for me. So, love the cards. Oh, I'm so glad you guys like them. Oh, thanks, Roberta. Thank you, Kathy. Yeah, it has been crazy. Yeah, so, well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. It was a crazy week of lives and all of that. I will be live on Thursday. That is my plan, to still be live at 7:30 p.m. on Thursday. And I don't know if I'm going to have new goodies to show you or not. If I do, that will be amazing. And if I don't, then we'll work on some more retiring product. I'll keep checking back on the list. So in the meantime, have a wonderful evening. Enjoy the last chance sale. Oh, and the other thing is, and I don't even know if anybody's still here, I do this every week, paper pumpkin. So if you want to get the April kit, we're getting close to the deadline. Today is the 4th. The deadline is the 10th to sign up. So if you're interested in what that kit looks like, it's called All the Little Things. This is a little teaser for the theme, and there's also going to be an organizer inside this month's kit. So make sure you're subscribed or reactivated for the April kit if that is something that you're interested in. I can't wait to see this kit. All right. Thank you guys so much. Happy Easter, Joan. Happy Easter, everybody. I'll see you guys again on Thursday. Bye-bye.